Good morning, everyone. Sorry, apparently there's an issue with the website, so we're just some people could not get the link. Trying to get them on the Zoom right now. One more second. Good morning, Sanam. All right, so looks like we got almost everybody here. I have a Zoom user. Whoever the Zoom user is, change your name, please. Everybody else, good morning. The Zoom user, I'll say good morning whenever he or she changes name and gets on camera. All right, so YouTubers, good morning. Zoomers, good morning. I just shared with you guys a link to what I call the math cheat sheet. I created this cheat sheet right here to help you go through the math questions. Okay. Make sure everybody downloads this cheat sheet before we start. Everyone, download it. Let me know you got it. As soon as you have it with you, please let me know in the chat that you have it already. So then pretty much, yes, I'll cover as much as I can from math. We're gonna go to hands-on applications, so should cover everything. Hey Millie, good morning. All right, I only got one yes so far. Let me know if you guys got the cheat sheet or not, please. And make sure you have all your cameras on. Appreciate that. Alexis, don't say anything private, because then I have to keep on changing here, because automatically it goes to you. You must have clicked my name directly. Okay. All right. Alexis got her, Philly got her, Yanitza, Marta. Let me know everybody else. YouTubers are also shared in the YouTube chat. I know you cannot probably copy and paste, but you're gonna have to type it. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how it works on your end. All right, Nidia, thank you. Nidia, because it just waved. All right, the only reason why I want you guys to have this done before we start, so I don't repeat stuff the whole time, I want to focus more on the questions versus having to repeat everything. That's pretty much it. Okay. All right, I got 4 people on YouTube. I already know one is Millie, the other one's Sanam. Guys, whoever else is watching on YouTube, if you guys need any help, just make sure you drop questions in the Zoom. I'm sorry, the YouTube chat, and I'll address it. So Nady says I don't have it. Okay, I'm gonna share here again. Click on the link that I just shared. Who still does not have it? Raise your hand if you still don't have it. Right? Everybody got it. Great. All right, guys. So we're gonna start. Let me explain real quick what the cheat sheet is, right? And then we'll get right into the questions. So first of all, the cheat sheet is not something that you can bring with you to the exam. Before you ask me that question, letting you know right now, cannot bring with you to the exam. The idea behind you having this cheat sheet is to help you remember quick things. For instance, we're going to go over this. That's what we're going to start with. That 100% equals 1, 50% equals 0.5, and 150 equals 1.5. What does this mean exactly? It means that you can turn percentage to decimals, and that's how we're going to start today, is converting percentages to decimals and decimals to percentages. Now, in your calculators, as soon as you put the percent key, your calculator, usually the smart calculators, the newer calculators, usually convert automatically to decimals. Now, the reason why I want to show you decimals first, and then I'm going to show you later how to come back from decimals to percentage. Because your calculator never gives you the percentage. It'll always give you a decimal. So you need to know, what does this represent? If you see 1.5, it means 150%, right? So the cheat sheet starts with quick references, right? The other thing we have is measurements. 12 inches is 1 foot, 3 feet is 1 yard, 1 square yard is 9 square feet, and so on. The cubic is not used as much in the exam, but I just kept it here. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. 1 acre is 4 squirrels going down Route 35 at 60 miles an hour, but I'll explain that later. And 1 section equals 1 square mile, or 640 acres. So that's your cheat sheet. Here in the middle, we have what I call the steering wheel. And the steering wheel, right, the reason why I call it steering wheel is if you look at it, when you sit down in your car, right, and you're the driver, there's a big opening on top, and usually there's 2 small openings at the bottom, right? There's the top part, bottom part, 2 small openings. And if you get used to looking at this as a steering wheel, right, or as you're driving, you get used to where your hand goes, right, then you'll understand for the rest of your life how to calculate divisions or multiplications, when to divide, when to multiply. And this tool is perfect, right? I'm going to show you several examples that use this tool, right? In this tool we have, and I'll explain it all over again, where it says P, which is the top, that's the big portion right there, means part, portion, or income. At the bottom, we have B and R, which is base and rate. So everything that's under R is literally related to percentage. Okay, so interest, percent, or even rate. The base is the base of the question. What are they asking? What is the base of the question? What is the whole value that we're looking at? For instance, if you want to figure out 6% of something, what is that something? Okay, that's the base, that's the value, that's the whole. And those two, the value and the rate, always come at the bottom. That 6% portion, whatever the value, that particular value is, always goes on top. But again, I'll explain that better as we go. The other part of the cheat sheet here is when you're calculating area, the area of a rectangle and the area of a triangle. Okay, so we have everything you need for math pretty much is here in this cheat sheet. Okay, everybody got it by now, right? Sinead, you got it? Didn't get it? You're fired. Excuses. I don't know what you said, but I'm just saying excuses. All right, Sinead, I'm gonna send it to you. Right here. It's in the group chat. Okay, got it? All right. $5. Okay, this extra work is $5. Just letting you know. Also, if you guys don't have it, as soon as the website comes back up, apparently they're doing some kind of maintenance or something might have happened in during the snowstorm. I'm not sure. But as soon as the website comes right back up, if you go to the math chapter replay, okay, it says part 1, part 2 for the math. Then it says chapter pages, review questions, which is what we're doing today. We're just going straight to review questions. And then right underneath it says math cheat sheet. So if for any reason you lose this link or your download, it's always in the student portal whenever you can access it. So hopefully in a couple hours it'll be back up. All right, so we're good. All right, so now we're going to go straight into review questions. So you guys got two options. I'm going to show you right now. You guys got two options. The questions that I'm going to go over, they're right here in the math chapter. I just took all of this out because there's a lot of stuff here that you don't need. I don't even know why we even go over a bunch of stuff that's here. And we had this even in the previous book. So it's not just like this book. The other book also had redundant things. So what I've decided to do is go straight to the questions that are within each section. So if you guys look right here, there are problems within each section for us to resolve, right? So I took out what's most applicable for the school and the state exam. And I put it right here in the review questions. So that's what we're going to go over. The first thing we're going to go over is how to convert decimals to percentages or percentages to decimals. Ready? Guys, you don't need to have this open. You just need to have a piece of paper so you can follow with me. Okay? It's application. I'm going to go straight to hands-on, getting this out of the way, make sure everybody understands math. And there's only up to 8 questions in the state exam. 2 of them you don't even need a calculator, but still useful to know, right? So here we go. How do we convert decimals to percentages? Let me zoom in. To convert decimals to percentages, if you guys go to the cheat sheet, you guys look at the cheat sheet, right? It says that 100% equals 1, right? That means something happened, because these numbers are pretty much the same. But something happened here. 50% is 0.5. Something happened here, right? But now we're going to start with decimals to percentage. And it's very simple. All you have to do to get from whatever your calculator shows, which is this, to the answer you need, all you need to do is move 2 steps to the right. 2.65 equals 265%. All you got to do is where that dot is, right? Let me show you again. Where that dot is, you're going to hold it, and 2 to the right. When you have decimals, you do 2 to the right. Simple as that. That's how you convert decimals to percentages. Now, you can do it a different way. You can multiply it by 100 in your calculator. 2.65 times 100 is 265. You can do it that way as well. I told you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, I told you I was going to teach bachata, right? That's pretty much what this is. The first steps, 2 to the right. In a little bit, I'm going to show you 2 to the left. And we're dancing. As simple as that. It's like the simplest dance ever, right? 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Very good. So, right here, that's how we got the decimal. How about this one? I'm going to let you guys do it now. I told you this was hands-on. So go ahead, everybody. Do the first 2 steps of the bachata. 2 to the right. What answer do we have? It's 0.294. How much is that in percentage? How much is that in percentage? 2.94. And by the way, in the state exam and in the school exam, you cannot use your phones. You cannot Google it. So you need to know how to use a plain old simple calculator, because that's the only thing they allow you to use. Okay? They don't even allow you to browse during the test. They'll block. If you're doing remotely, they block all your apps on your computer. The only thing you can do is the test. And on the page of the test, there's a calculator. So that's the only thing you can use. All right? So go ahead, guys. What's the answer here? YouTubers, Zoomers, what's the answer? 0.294 converting into percentage. What is it? What's the answer? Now, YouTube, I usually have a delay. I don't know. Are you guys typing? I don't see any answers here. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you guys were alive, not just a recording camera. Okay. Juan, I think you missed something. And Sanam, I did see your answer. I saw your answer. It's just usually YouTube has a lag, and you answered before anybody else. I just wanted to make sure my people here on Zoom, not my people on YouTube, but my people on Zoom, I want to make sure they were not frozen. Everybody, come on. You got to participate today. Let's make this fun. There's no wrong answers. Hey, Lula, good morning. No wrong answers. Come on. Porfilia, you forgot to dance the bachata. 2 to the right. And Nidia, don't answer in the group chat. Write on a piece of paper and show it to me. Don't put it in the group chat, because then people don't know what you're doing. Thank you. All right. So let's dance real quick. The dot's right there. We're going to go 2 to the right. And there's a new dot. The answer is 29.4. Juan said, let's round it down. 29%. That's it. 29.4. Okay? All right, let's do one more. Ready? Make sure everybody participates today. 0.005. 0.005. I'm going to show you another trick in a second. There's 3 ways you can easily calculate this. Okay, one of them is dancing, my preferred one, but I'm going to show you the other ones in a second. So now I'm too fast, too furious. Something is wrong. I'm not going to tell you guys what the answer was. Guys, don't waste the 0. Make sure if you're going to put point something, you put 0 point something. 1080. Same. Put the whole thing. Don't be like Juan and start cutting stuff, right? Put the whole answer. Thank you. So now check your dance again. Balanda. Okay. So you got an extra 0 there. Guys, it's very simple. As long as you guys learn how to dance, we're good. Gotta learn how to dance. And I'm only on the first steps. Okay? I still have to bring you back to the other side. We're on the first steps. Let's look at it right here. There's a dot. And we only go 2 to the right. There's another dot right there. What does that mean? It's 0.5. We cannot have any more zeros before the 0, so it's 0.5. Simple as that. Okay. Let me show you another way to look at this. Ready? So I already said you can dance 2 to the right. All right, that's way number 1. The other way is you remember that it's a percentage. If it's a percentage, there's something called percent, and percent equals 100. So wherever the dot is, just remember 1 is to the left, and it's 2 zeros. This is 100%. Let me show you right here. In the cheat sheet, 100% equals 1. That's 100. 50%, right? It's 0.5, always based on 100. 150% is 1.5. So guys, whatever is to the left is from the 1. So right there, 1. Okay? Whatever is to the right is those 2 zeros right there. Okay, so one way to do it, like I was saying, is you go here. Right, so a lot of you got confused on this one. All you have to do is go here. 100. Okay? If it says 0, you're going to cut it off. Right? This is where the line ends. Right there. The reason why it's 0.5 is because it's less than 1%. This would have been 1. This would have been 10. And this is 100. If that makes sense, right? So whatever is to the right of this line after the 100, that means it's less than 1%. It's 0.5. Okay? Percent always means per 100. Look right here. Let's put that line right there. Okay. If this is 100, then this is 29. If there's a 4 after that, then it's 0.4. 29.4. You guys got it? So again, there's multiple ways to get to the same answer. You got to find which one is easier for you. I prefer to dance, which is just 2 to the right. Simple, right? But you can always look at putting this. 100. This one here is 200 because there's number 2. If it said 0, then it's less than 100. Right? If this was 0, then it would have been 65%. You guys understand? It's based on 100 always. So it would have been 65%. Because it has a number 2, it's 265%. If you have the number 1, is 165%. Always based on hundreds. All right? And the last way to do it, so we already got the dance. The last way to do it, guys, is to multiply this number. You multiply it by 100. So if you go on your calculators, I'm going to put it right here. So you guys see it. The number was 0.005, right? We're going to multiply it by 100. 0.5. Okay? The answer is 0.5. So what you guys need to understand here is that if it says, if you have a percent key, percent means per 100, per every $100, per every 100 units, percent. All right? Thumbs up. Everybody got this? Great. All right. With that being said, let's go to the advanced routine. We went 2 to the right. Now we got to go 2 to the left. Here you go. If you have percentage, now most calculators have a percent key, so it's easy. You just press the percent key. But I still believe that it's a lot easier to do your calculations having the decimals. Because again, the more you get used to the decimals, the easier it is to get the percentage, right? So what do we have to do here? If we have the percent, we need to dance 2 to the left. Look at where the dot is. We're going to go 2 to the left. And boom. This right here, 72%, because again, it's based on 100s, right? 72% is 0.72. And there's a 1 right there, so we have to add that. So converting it to decimals, we moved 2 to the left. Okay? So if you have a percent key, you move 2 to the left. If you have the decimals, you move 2 to the right. Simple. You guys ready? You ready to complete the dance? All right, grab your calculator, and here we go. 90.2. Let me know what the answer is here. 90.2 converted to decimal. It's a percent, so we have to take the percent out. Got to convert it to decimals. Let me know. So we got to drop the percent. What is the answer here? Yep, Alexis, that's it. We're dancing. I cannot dance that much today because I'm in a lot of pain, but that's what it would have been. It would have been 2 to the left, 2 to the right. 2 to the left, to the right. And you can even do a little hop at the end. When you press the equal sign, that's your hop. All right, Sanam, correct. Come on, guys, there's still a few people missing to give me the answer. Make sure everybody participates. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. There's a lot of people here. Okay. 6, 7, 8. All right. Perfilia? I think you switched. No, it's right. I think you just switched 2 numbers there. And the percent key, got to remove it. We're going to decimal, so it's no percentage there. I still have answers missing. Guys, participate. Very important. YouTubers, I only have 1 answer from Sanam. There's 3 more people, 4 more people there. Come on, give me answers. The only way to learn is to participate, guys. I'm telling you right now, the way to learn is to participate. If the answer is wrong, I'll explain why it's wrong. All right? Simple. So that's why I always say there's no wrong answers. Simple. All right, perfect. So all we had to do was drop the percent sign, right, Ophelia? We have to drop the percent sign, remove it altogether because we're going to decimals. We grab that dot right there, and we go 2 to the left. Once we go 2 to the left, there's a new dot. Anything before the dot is a 0, right? Anything after the dot is the numbers. So we have 0.902, converting it into decimals. Okay? Again, you can always think about this as having 100. And this is the line now. This is the 100 line. Anything anything from the dot to this side is the whole value, is the 1, right? The whole value. Everything from the dot to the other side is the zeros. So if it was 190%, it would have been 1.9 because it's one whole value, right? In this case, is 0, right? What about the next one? Let's give it a try. The next one, the final one. We got 5.79%. 5.79%. Erase this so I don't confuse you guys. Don't forget to dance. Convert this to decimals. 5.79%. I got 1, 2, 3 answers, 4 answers, okay? Keep coming. 5 answers. Great. YouTubers, what's your answer? Don't forget, we're dancing bachata. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. In this case, we got the percentage key. So if there's a percent, we go 2 to the left. If we have the decimals, to get to percent, you go 2 to the right. So in one, you remove the percent key, move 2 to the left. The other one, you move 2 to the right and you add the percent key. That's a little hop right there, okay? All right, perfect. We went 2 to the left and we put the new dot. So it's 0.0579. Perfect. All right. So we took the percent key out and we moved 2 to the left, right? Here, if you wanted to go back to percentage, you move 2 to the right. Simple. And then it would be equal to 5.79% key. So whatever you want to do, guys, it's possible as long as you move 2 to the left or 2 to the right. Give me a thumbs up. Was this hard? Thumbs up if it was good. Easy. Perfect. All right. So that was the easy part. Now we're going to go into the steering wheel. So we have a problem right here. We need to figure out what's 75% of 280. Okay. We're going to go, guys, if you have the cheat sheet, we're going to go to the cheat sheet real quick. And we need to know what's 75% of 280. Let's translate this. I'm going to put it in the cheat sheet, but right now I want you to know that this is percent, right? And this is right here. So this would be under R, which I'm going to show in a second. And this is the whole value because they want to figure out 75% of a value, right? So this would be the base of the question or the value. What they want to know, right? What they want to know is the part. What is 75%, which is a part of the whole thing? What does 75% represent? That's the question, right? So let's go to the cheat sheet real quick. Sanam put a smiley face. That's good. I guess some of them like the dance. Okay, so we're gonna go here. And we have the steering wheel. This is the perfect tool, besides the calculator, right? This is the perfect tool for any type of question that involves division or multiplication. See, what I found over the years is that people's biggest struggle is to figure out when to divide or when to multiply. By using this tool right here, you just got to fill in the blanks. Okay? There's 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. 3 spots to fill. Right? There's 2 elements that are being presented to you in the question. In this case, what is 75% of 280? So, I told you that the question that they're asking is P. This is what the question is. Great. Right? And then I gave you 2 numbers. 280, which is the base, and 75%, which is the rate. Now, you guys know already how to dance bachata, right? So you know that this is 0.75 if you were to put on your calculator. All you got to do is 2 to the left. But why did I fill in these blanks, right? Why did I put these here? Because P is part or portion, right? Part or portion, or even income when we get to the income approach. But it's part or portion. Thank you for the answer, Alexis. We're not there yet, but thank you. Appreciate it. When I ask you, put the answer. Until then, refrain from doing so. Thank you. But it's okay. It's okay. Part, portion, or income. Why did I not fill in P? Why? Your dog pressed enter? You're not serious. You cannot be serious. YouTubers, in case you guys cannot see, because the Zoomers could see. No, I see the dog. I know the dog's always with you. Right? I've heard a lot of things, like my dog ate my homework, right? I've heard that one, right? My dog destroyed everything, my whole book and everything. I've heard that one. But my dog pressed enter? Did he put the 210 as well? Like the dog went 210? This is too much. Love it. All right. Sanam, yes, I'm going to explain right now. I'm still not there. I'm going to explain right now. Sanam's asking, how do you differentiate which one is B and which one is P? I'm going to explain right now. Right? So, because they're asking for 75% of something, right? 75% is a portion of the whole value. Let me show you right here. If I had a whole pizza pie, let's think of this as a pizza, this would have been 100%, correct? 100%. That means it's the whole value. It's 1. The whole equals 1, right? This equals 1 pizza, right there. If I take a cut from it, right? Then I took a percentage. I took a part, a portion. Let me make a smaller cut. 1 slice. And we're going to say this slice is 6%. If I took a 6% slice, let's say commission, 6% slice, how much is left from the whole value, right? We took a portion, how much is left? 94%, right? So they're asking, what is 75% of the value? That means a slice of 25% was taken from that question, right? What is 75% of it? What's the portion of it? Which portion is it? It doesn't matter if it's this portion, right? Change it again so it's easier since we're talking about that question. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's this portion or this portion right here, right? If you took a quarter of the pizza, you left 3/4 of the pizza, right? In my question here that we're going to go over, right? The pizza is $280. It's a gold pizza. It's $280, and you're trying to figure out what is 75% of those 280. Meaning, I took a quarter. I have to pay you a quarter, right? Or you guys have to pay me 75% of whatever the pizza costs. Either way, it's not the whole pizza. It's a portion. So when you see in the question, when you see in the question, what is 75% of something? The moment it's less than 100, it's always a portion. So that's the question. The question is, what is the portion? What is the 75 equivalent to? What is the 75 equivalent to? It's not equivalent to 280 because 280 is the whole thing, right? That's why they said of 280. Of, that means this is the whole thing, right? And they're trying to figure out the portion. All right, so by now I just want to go over something real quick. For those of you that are math geniuses and you're great with this is going to be a little bit boring because I will explain step by step as much as I can and in different ways for the people that are challenged with math to understand, right? Not everybody's good at math. Some of you are really good at math, but then you suck at everything else, right? So I've been trying for the whole 30 chapters, I've been trying to level things, right? Because some people grasp concepts way faster than others. Some people are great at one thing, some people are great at another, right? So I have to apologize for those of you that are good at math. And regardless of you being good or not, always leave it to the end. Make sure in the state exam, it's the last thing you do is math. Doesn't matter if you're good or not, all right? Let's go back to this. 75% of 280. Okay? So by now, you guys already figure out that 280 is the value. Why did I put it under B and not P? Because B is the base of the question. It's the value or the whole. So usually B will be 100% of something. It's that whole pizza. The whole pizza. Okay? So if we're taking a portion of it, right? It's a part or portion of that 100% value. So P will always be part, and that's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out what 75% of 280 is. Goes on top. And then R is always, always, always rate, percentage, or interest. R is always rate, percentage, or interest. Okay, so in this case, we had two values. We had the base, the whole thing, 280, and we had 75%. Because the numbers are at the bottom, guys, right? The numbers are at the bottom under B and R. What we do is we multiply. So everybody, please grab your calculators, right? And give it a try. 280 times 75%. Or 280 times 0.75. I would get used to this, the 0.75. What's the answer? Alexis, your dog can type in the answer now. Now it's okay. Yonitsa, 0.75. Or 75%. You forgot the percent key. YouTubers, did you get the answer? Sanam, did you understand the difference between P and B or B and P? Let me know. Okay. All right, so they could have asked how much was left for me. Now, 75% of 280 is what you guys have to pay. It's 210. But how much was left for me, right? If the question was like that, let's say Juan, Danny, and Alexis, they contributed $210 or 75% of the cost, let's say. How much was left for Bruno, right? So 3 people contributed towards that 75. How much was left for Bruno? Well, Bruno, me, right? I'm responsible for 25% of it. How much is that? $70. So this is a variable of the question. They could have said pizza costs 280, or whatever it is that costs 280, right? And Juan, Danny, and Alexis, they contributed 75% of the cost. How much was left for Bruno? That was it. Okay, the 25% would have been $70 because it's $70 each anyway. Right? You could have also divided by 4 if there's 4 people. But anyway, you guys good? 1080. Don't argue with the camera. Ask questions. It's all math today. What is your question? Don't shake your head and then like argue and like no, like this is whatever. Just tell me what it is. What's your question? Danny, are you okay? You're looking at the spider in the ceiling? Okay. Are you guys okay? I mean, it's Friday after a snowstorm, I understand, but Danny says you're okay? All right. You sure? I don't mind explaining 100 times if I have to. Okay? And I already asked for everybody else to have patience, so we're good. All right. I still have 3 people silent on YouTube. I don't know. So now I'm thanking for participating. Everybody else, I wish you would participate. But anyway. All right, so you guys got it. Great. Now I'm going to show you how perfect the steering wheel is. I love the steering wheel. Since I started teaching this concept, amazing. So, the question that was presented was, what is 75% of 280? What if the question was, John had $210, right? And the price of the property was 280. What was John's percentage? So, we got 2 numbers again. We have $210, that's how much you put in. Right? But the value is 280. Now they're asking what's the percentage? Because rate, percentage, and interest always goes here. Always. This is rate, percentage, or interest. Always goes here. Right? They gave you the part or portion that he contributed. And then the whole value. Guys, if we have a number on top and we have a number at the bottom, this is what we do. We divide. So calculators, give it a try, please. Give it a try. Divide it, please. $210 divided by 280. $210. I'm gonna ask again. 210 divided by 280. Some of you are getting confused with percent signs and no percent signs. Give me the answer that's on your calculator. Then we'll translate to percentage. Give me the answer on your calculator. Let's go with that. Great. Perfect. It's 0.75. Okay. That's the answer in the calculator. Now, I already taught you guys how to dance bachata, right? .75. What is that in percent? If we have a decimal, what do? We're going to dance 2 to the right. This is the direction we go. If we have a decimal, we're going to go 2 to the right. That means this is 75%. Okay? So make sure, because I got some answers with 0.75%. I got 1.3%, which I guess you're trying to say a third or something. I'm not sure. But make sure you guys don't try to complicate things. Whatever the answer is, put it on paper. Don't try to skip steps. Whatever the answer is, put it on paper. Simple. Okay? Step number 1, put in the steering wheel. So draw always the steering wheel, right? Fill in the blanks. And it's going to give you an answer. Put that answer on paper. Once you have the answer on paper, do the dance. And then you add the percent key. I'm telling you, if you guys skip steps, If you skip steps, it will be a problem. All right? Guarantee you. Lula says math is hard. You've been giving the right answers. How's that hard? All right, and Sanam, yes, you could have multiplied by 100. So that's one of the options, yes. You could have multiplied this number times 100. It also gives you the 75. Okay, great. All right, we're going to go over more math, and make sure you ask questions, Lula. I don't care what your difficulties are. Today is the day to ask questions. All we're doing is math. All right? So let's erase this again. We're still in the same example. I'm just giving the variables of that question. So here's the other question. What if they said that John put 210, right? And that represents 75%. What is the value? What is the whole, right? So at this point, they told you, for instance, the down payment, a ridiculous down payment, 210 down payment, right? And they told you that that represents 75% or 0.75. The question is, what's the whole value? What's the base, right? What's the whole thing? Again, two numbers were given to you. We just got to fill in the blanks. Part always goes on top. I didn't ask for answers yet, but thank you very much. Part always goes on top, 210, right? If it's a percentage, always goes on the bottom right. So that's rate and right, okay? Always goes to the bottom right. And then we're trying to figure out the bottom left, okay? If a number's on top and the number's at the bottom, we always divide. So calculators, and thank you, Juan. Calculators, try this one out. 210 divided by 0.75. Sanam, you're asking if I do online exams. If you go to my YouTube channel and a New Direction school channel and you search practice exams, I have them right there. So I went through 110 questions and then another 110 questions. You should be able to get to those. Right? They're divided into 4 parts. Practice exam A, part 1 and part 2, and then practice exam B, part 1 and part 2. Okay. I'm actually going to put those. There's a playlist there that's called Real Estate Explanations, I think it is. And I'll place it there as well. Let me just confirm so I give you the right answer. Yeah, so there's a Real Estate Explanations. It's a playlist right as soon as you get to the channel, New Direction School, you search, boom, right on the front page. There's 4 playlists. There's the Principles of Real Estate Practice, which is the national portion, and then Principles of Real Estate Practice, the New Jersey portion. And then you also have if you're using the old book, New Jersey Real Estate Licensing Dearborn Edition, I also have there all the chapters, go through all the chapters there. All right. Hey, Sanam, real quick, I just noticed now that you have a bunch of comments on my videos. So with that being said, if it's under comments and you wrote, for instance, where's the answer? I don't know where you are in the video. So make sure if you want to make a comment to videos that you're watching again that it's not live, make sure you put, hey, Bruno, on this particular question, right? Question number 1, 2, 3, whatever, or on minute 55, whatever it is, I did not understand this, right? And then I'll be able to address it. Otherwise, I have a bunch of questions that I don't know what they relate to. Like you wrote here, borrower, for instance. I don't know where it is. You asked where's the answer. I don't know exactly where it is. So, rule of thumb, make sure you put the minute that you're watching, and then Bruno, what's the question on this? Then ask, and I will definitely go over it. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 second, guys. All right, so this is going to be for all you guys as well. If you want to go over the actual like sample questions of an exam, just make sure you go on the YouTube channel, go to the playlist that says Real Estate Explanations, and I just added there 2 practice exams, A and B. There's 100 questions, 110 questions that we go over there for the New Jersey test. So 80%, 80 of the questions there, they are the general, the national portion of real estate, right? But they also have, it's a bunch of questions for New Jersey. All right, and I just added the final one to the playlist. And by the way, those of you that have been subscribing to the channel, I really, really appreciate that, because it does help me. The more our channel is exposed, the more people it helps, because the YouTube algorithm, if people search for something and it's something that's being liked, that's being subscribed, and whenever you search like real estate questions or real estate salesperson, our videos will pop up. And we've been able to help a lot of students. They are not from this school, but I really don't care. As long as I can help people, that's what matters. All right. Also, the membership area, guys. I know some of you were having difficulty getting to the website. It was just restored. So you guys, if you need to go to the student portal, as I was saying, let me show you right now. When you go to math, right here, real estate mathematics, when you go here, all right, my bad. I need to add the thing there. All right, so you have the whole chapter replay, part 1, part 2, and I'm going to add the third button here, which is the math cheat sheet. All right, so the cheat that I have here that I've been going over with you guys. Okay, I'm going to add it here. It is in the old Dearborn. So if I don't add today, if you guys go to the old book, right, all the chapters are there. Then under math, to be here under the PowerPoint. Oh, right there. Right here. So you have the math cheat sheet right there. Okay. So it's all in the student portal. Hey, I'm sorry, Sanam. You didn't get the 1 and 2. What do you mean 1 and 2? And for those of you that answered already, the answer yes, it was 280. All right, you already had the answer, but I just want to make sure you guys use the calculator and see how simple this is. So now I'm glad I'm helping you with this. All right, guys. Did you see how simple the steering wheel is? It's literally just filling the blanks. All right. So the next ones that we're gonna do without the cheat sheet. So make sure you have that piece of paper handy so you can go through these next questions. By the way, we're gonna skip area for now. We're gonna come back later. So I want you to go, well, you're not following this page, but this is the next question. We have problem number 6. If you were doing the review questions of the math chapter, this will be problem number 6. I'm gonna zoom in a second for you guys. Just want to point out how I break down the questions. All right, so if you pay attention to this, I'm going to show you how I do it. Hopefully, it will help you. Math questions usually have a lot of lines. The questions usually are long, right? So what you have to do is extract the information that you need, simplify it, know what's being asked, enter into the steering wheel, fill in the blanks, and boom, then you get your answer. So, right here, a property is co-brokered by listing broker Schroeder, the listing broker, and the selling broker, Hobson, right? And it was closed for $425,000. So it was co-brokered. That means that we accepted the offer, we moved forward, we closed at $425,000. The co-brokerage split is 50-50. So that's a split between the listing broker and the split between the selling broker, not the agents, between brokers. 50-50. Okay? Agent Schroeder, well, I'm sorry, Schroeder's agent, so Schroeder's the broker. Schroeder's agent Joaquin is on a 65% split, okay, with his broker. And then Hobson's selling agent Wallace is on a 50-50 split with her broker. The total commission rate is 7%. So what are the participants' commissions? This is the question. Saneri, is that in the book? Yes, it is in the book. What I did, guys, let me explain again real quick. What I did is, throughout the chapter, the math chapter, there's a lot of stuff that's not needed for you guys. At least not to pass the state exam, and I doubt you'll ever use it in real life. But at the end of each section, so it's talking about converting percentages, right? And then there's a problem there. What I did is I removed the problems that I thought it was more important, like this is problem number 2 in the number 3, I'm sorry, in our review questions, right? If you scroll down, the actual chapter, keep on scrolling down, we're right here. This is number 10. If you're looking at the book, it's number 10 on page 537. All right. So what I did is just extracted that. If you are in the student portal and you go to the review questions, let me go here real quick. What I'm showing you guys is this right here. What I'm going through is the review quizzes at the end of the math, right there. So if you click here, it opens up what I'm going through right here. Okay? All right. I just decided to do, again, just hands-on versus going through the chapter and just reading and reading. I decided to actually do it with you guys. All right, so what was I saying? So this property was sold for 425. That's the whole value. Then there's a 50-50 split between brokerages. Joaquin gets 65% of his broker's split. Wallace gets 50% of her broker, with her broker, right? Split. And the commission is 7%. What are the participants' commissions, right? What I do, guys, very simple. I'm going to break this down. I always put $425,000. This is the sales price. Okay. Then the brokers are on a 50-50 split. Okay. And then there's a 65-35 split, right, for the listing agent. And there's a 50-50 split hold on, Sunam, hold on. And there's a 7% commission. Okay. So what I do, out of all those words, I just remove what I need and I make a quick reference. So now when I put a piece of paper, this is the only thing I'm looking at to do my calculations. Does that make sense? It's a lot easier for me to do it this way. It's been working for years. That's how I was taught when I was in school. Just extract the info you needed. Otherwise, you get lost as you're reading the question. Because you're going through line 1 and there's like 4 or 5 lines, right? You go through 4 or 5 lines and then you're like, all right, I got to start reading all over again. So what I usually like to do is extract what I need and then address what the questions are. In the state exam, guys, in the state exam, they're not going to ask you all these questions. They'll put one. Lula says it gives me anxiety. That's why, Lula, that's why we leave it to the end. It's the last questions. Math is the last thing. So then you're well relaxed because you covered already the other 102 questions. Okay? So, what was I saying? So in the state exam, they'll give you, for instance, sold for 425. They're on a 50-50 split, and then Joaquin makes 65%. How much did Joaquin make? Right? That's what they want to know. They're not going to ask for all the splits. Today, we're going to go over all the splits. Okay? But in the state exam, it would have been 425, 50-50 between brokers, 65 for Joaquin, and then the 7%. Right? So let's figure out how much for Joaquin, how much for the listing broker. We're going to figure out all of these, okay? We're going to figure out how much for Wallace and how much for the buyer's broker. Okay? So don't forget, this is the listing agent and this is the buyer's agent. That's why I put it like this. Okay. Good so far? Make sure you have this written down on a piece of paper. Okay? Good. 425 sales price, 50-50 split between brokers. The listing portion is split on 65-35, 50-50 for the between the buyers, right? Splitting for the buyer agent. 7% commission was the total commission. So the first step that we got to go over is, what is commission? Because for us to get to these people, we need to figure out how much the commission was. How do we do this? Step number 1. We draw the steering wheel. And you guys are going to help me now. We're trying to figure out what is 7% of 425. That's step number 1. Guys, what is 7% of 425? What do I put here? Where does 425 go and where does 7% go? All right, I'm going to help you guys. You guys just need to tell me this. There's spot 1, 2, and 3. Where does 425 go? Is it going to go on 1, 2, or 3? 425. Is it going to go on 1, 2, or 3? 425 is the whole value. Where does it go? The whole value. The whole value. Okay. So you start changing your answers. Okay. Lula, why did you change your answer? It's correct. I'm asking, why did you say 1 before? All right, and I think Sanady as well, right? Sanady, Lula, Yanitsa, and Marta. Why did you guys say 1? Let me know. Why did you have a feeling that 1 would be the place for 425? Because you forgot exactly. All right, remember, here at the bottom is B, and this is always the whole value. In fact, we're going to show you how a part could eventually be the whole value, depending on what step we're in. So I'm going to show you that, okay? So base, great. Now, what about 7%? Is it going to go on slot number 1 or 3? Is it going to go on P or R? Perfect. So 7% or 0.07 if you guys do the bachata, right? And now here's my question. If the numbers are at the bottom, so we already filled it in, right? If the numbers are at the bottom, what do we do, guys? If the numbers are at the bottom, what do we do? I got one answer. Come on, help me out. Everybody needs to participate. The numbers are at the bottom. What do we do? Very good. Multiply. Awesome. So, calculators. 425 times 0.07. What do we have? So Num is like, I'm right. Yahoo. There you go. The answer is great. Now this, guys, is the gross commission. Great. So what we just figure out, guys, again, I'm going to go step by step. Boring for a few of you, I'm sorry. But I'm going to go step by step. What we figure out, guys, is how much was paid in commission out of the sales price. This is the total commission out of the sales price. Okay? Now we need to figure out how much went to each broker to then figure out how much the listing agent got and how much the buyer agent got. Okay? So what we need to do next is another steering wheel. Now, what we have is how much the split is for the brokers. How much is the split? 50-50, right? That means 50%. Where does 50% go? Is it going to go under 1, 2, or 3? Is it the part, the base, or the rate? 50%, where does it go? Perfect, 50% or 0.07. 50. Great. Now, here's the question. The gross commission was 29,750, right? We're now trying to figure out the split. So out of the gross commission, how much goes to one broker, how much goes to another, right? So that means we need to figure out which portion of the pizza we're going to take, correct? So where does 29,750 go? Is it going to go on number 1 or number 2? Give you some time to think. We got 29,750. That's the gross commission. That's the whole commission. Okay? Gross commission is the whole commission. We're trying to figure out how much the brokers are going to get. They're on the 50-50 split. How much the brokers are going to get. Right? Guys, the gross commission is now the new value. It's the new value. It's the whole pie. Okay? So look, this is the whole commission is 100% that was paid out. Gross commission. We're trying to figure out how much the listing broker gets and how much the buyer broker gets. Which portion is going to be taken? You guys understand? So we moved, right? This is the final answer. Look right here. This was the final answer if they were asking you what was the gross commission? How much was the commission on the sale? But now they're trying to figure out which slice are you getting and which slice is the other side getting. A slice of the whole pie, it's always on top. That's the slice. That's the question. How much do we get? 50-50, right? So this value is now the whole. It's the base of the question. So now 29,750 comes down here. Okay? Why? Because again, we're not asking anymore how much the commission was, what's the part of the sales price. We're asking what's the part of the commission that comes to us. What's the part of the commission that goes to them? That's what we're asking. That's why this becomes a new value, the new base. And if the number's at the bottom, what do? And the answer is I'm trusting you guys with the numbers, okay? Okay, that's the split commission. Because they're on the 50-50, it's easy. One side gets 50, the other one side gets 50. That was easy, right? 14,875 for both. You could have just divided by 2. Yes, because in this case, Lula, it's easy because it's 50-50. Could have just divided by 2. But what if, the reason why I go through this way, what if the commission was 60% for the listing broker and 40% for the buyer's broker? How would you divide at that point? Does that make sense? So I want you to keep thinking about percentages. If it's 50-50, it's easy to divide by 2. Cut in 2. Easy. Right. Okay? But in this case, it's easy. If it was a different type of commission split, like the next one, right? It'll be hard. So we just figure out, guys, what's the split between the brokers? And the split is 14,875. The next thing we want to figure out, how much did the listing agent get? And guys, like I said, in the state exam, they're not going to ask you all of these. They'll ask you either how much was the split, which is 14,000, or they'll stop at how much did the listing agent get. or how much was left over for the listing broker, or how much for one or the other. So it's not like all the questions, it's just one, right? So the listing broker gets 35%, the listing agent gets 65%. So we're going to go here, and we got number 3. I'm just showing you guys how with the steering wheel, you can always figure out, once you get the concept, you can always figure out when to divide or multiply. So we're going to figure out how much the listing agent gets, guys. Listing agent gets 65%. Where does 65% go? Is it going to go on number 1, P, number 2, B, or 3, R, rate or percentage? Number 3. So 65% goes here. That's easy. Or 0.65. Great. So what do we do now? We got 2 empty spots. We're trying to figure out how much of the commission, right? How much of the commission is the agent going to get? So what do we do now? Who can tell me? We know how much the brokers got, 14,875. We're trying to figure out now. Don't give it to me like that, Danny. What I want to know is, what's the next step? I don't want the answers. I want to know what's the next step. Okay, because we're going step by step, guys. We're going slowly, step by step. So what's the next step? We already figured out, guys. Let's stop for a second and think with me. We already figured out how much each broker is going to get. Now we need to figure out how much each agent is going to get, right? So how much each agent is going to get out of what? Out of the broker's split. So what do I do next? We got that one agent is going to get 65%. We need to figure out from what, right? How much they're going to get and from what? What number goes here? Or here? What number? Perfect. This is now the new base, 875. 14,875. This is now the new base. Why? Because that's how much my broker got. And I want to figure out how much I get from what my broker got. So that's the next step. This becomes the new base. And the question is still right here. Okay? So 2 numbers at the bottom. What do we do? So far it's easy. We're just doing the same thing over and over. What do we do? Multiply. So what's the answer? $9,668.75. This is the listing agent commission. Listing agent commission. Who's the listing agent? Let's go back here. Oh. Listing agent, Joaquin. How much did the listing agent get? $9,668.75. That's how much Joaquin got it, right? Juan's already giving me the next question. All right. So if Joaquin got 9,668.75, right? How much did his broker, Schroeder, right? How much did his broker get? Well, the total commission is 14,000, right? So he gets the difference. Sorry, guys. He gets the difference. So he got on the split 5,206.25. That's it. So if the question was, how much did the listing broker get? We have to go through all the steps to get to this, right? They ask how much the agent got, all the steps to get to this. For these two, it's easy. The broker got 14,000, right? 875, right? But they were on a 50-50 split. So it's either you guys divide by 2, or we go back here and we do step number 4, which is the new split. 50% of, this number comes down here, 14,875. We multiply, so that's the same thing as dividing by 2. That means that each one of them got 7,437.50 split the buyer's agent. Okay, so this means, going back here, again, if they're asking for commissions, guys, how's it? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are good. Okay. If you have any questions, guys, always feel free to just say, Bruno, please explain again. I don't mind doing it again, and nobody else here minds me going over things over and over and over again. So in this case, there was 4 steps, okay? Sometimes we need to do the steering wheel more than once, and this is what we did. 1, to figure out what was the gross commission. 1, to figure out what was the split between the brokers. And then 3 and 4 was to figure out how much the listing agent got and how much the listing broker got. Number 4 was to figure out how much the buyer's agent got and the buyer's broker got, right? So sometimes the steering wheel must be done more than once because there are several steps to the question, okay? What I'm trying to show you guys again is figuring out how to use the steering wheel. What goes where in the blanks, okay? Once you do that, it's easy, okay? And also knowing what to extract from the questions. Shanice says, I wouldn't mind getting that commission every 2 weeks. Which one of these, Shanice? Which one are you talking about? The 5,000, the 7,000, or the 9,000 every 2 weeks? Every 2 weeks you want to have the 7 or the 9, not the 5 every 2 weeks? That's not good enough. Like making 10K a month, not good enough. But she's saying every 2 weeks. I'm just saying it's not good enough. Lula says more money, more problems. Okay, Biggie. And then Shanice says manifesting better. Absolutely. So this is the commission you want. If you want to manifest better, go for this one. You know what? Scratch that. Let's manifest even bigger. That's what you want every 2 weeks. How about that? Same. Okay. Oh, don't call me baby because I get excited. Just went, yay, baby. All right, guys. I'm gonna give your brains a break before we get into the next portion of this. So it's now 11:50. You got 10 minutes. We'll be back by 12. Okay? So guys, YouTubers, I'm going to close this session and I'm going to create a new one in about 10 minutes. See you guys in a bit.